Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to the class. We'll start by reading Krishna bhajan, which is Krishna, 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 Krishna. Okay. Whoever can, please unmute your mic and sing with me. Thank you. Krishna, 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 Krishna Hai. Anyone can recite with me? Try to. Krishna, 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 Krishna Hai. Krishna, 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 Rakshama. Please follow after me. Krishna, 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 Rakshama. Krishna, 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 Pahima. Yes, Pradeep Prabhu, you can.
Yep. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rasak Mum.
Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam.
Krishna
Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hai.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hai.
Okay, thank you. So we are starting to read Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Before that, I would like to just brief out what Krishna book is all about and why we should read it, what is Prabhupada's teachings and what his intention was in writing this book. So basically, who don't have this book, this is the book, and I would recommend everyone to buy it from temple or online. It is not that much expensive, but it will be very useful if we are reading from it personally. Like if we have it on our hand and we can read it, it will be very good, auspicious. Although I'll be sharing the screen on Vedabase, but if you have this book, it will be very good. It will give you very good vibrations. Basically, because we are reading at the night time, you can just go to bed and you can have beautiful Krishna dreams. So, as most of you might be knowing, Prabhupada thought, Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, he basically thought that he might not be alive by the time he will be translating all the cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. Most of you would be knowing that Srimad Bhagavatam has total 12 cantos, and up to 10th canto, Srila Prabhupada, and up to chapter 13th of 10th canto, which is Samam Bonam, the Krishna Leela, the pastimes of Krishna, he could translate. And then after that, he departed to his own abode, spiritual abode. So, so basically in 1969, he had this idea that I might not be able to complete the 10th canto, which is the most important part, which is the heart of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because this was the desire of Narad Muni, and he conveyed it to Vyasadeva, that because you have compiled all the Vedas, Upanishads, Aranyaka, Itihas, everything, but you haven't still explained the pastimes elaborately of Krishna. That's why your heart is very lonely and you are not feeling satisfied. So unless and until we immerse ourselves into Krishna's pastimes and we try to include Krishna in every part of our life, our existence is just like animals. It's no better than that. So, because it was the heart of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada thought in 1969 to write an excerpt of that Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 10 in Krishna book. So Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 10 has 90 chapters and Krishna book also has 90 chapters. So basically it's translation plus very beautiful philosophy of Canto 10 Sambonam Krishna book. Krishna's pastime in Srimad Bhagavatam. So in 1970, he could complete the Krishna book. And surprisingly, on the advent of his own Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, this book was released. Such auspicious day. So when Krishna wants it, like there is a also Srila Prabhupada always recommended to speak always Krishna willing. That word should be there in our language or a day-to-day talks, because by Krishna's sanction only we can do something. Whenever we are doing something, it's not because of our will or our goals, aims. No, it's only by Krishna's will. So by Krishna's will, he could release this book on the advent, on the appearance day of his Guru Maharaj, Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So this is a brief history of this Krishna book, and there are some senior devotees also. If they want to add something, they can please feel free to add. Anyone want to add something? Okay. So basically, we will be we have planned to complete first 10 chapters by Janmashtami, and it will be great, Krishna willing, again, if we can keep a Kahoot quiz after completion of 10 chapters before Janmashtami. It will be a super duper hit. Then Krishna willing, we can do that. Okay, so yes, let's start reading without wasting time. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. And please keep coming. Don't miss a session. It is very important book, and during this time, all of us are a bit free. So yes. So Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is a summary study of Sri Vyasadeva Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So let's read exactly from the start. We will not miss any part of it. Dedication. Pradeep Prabhu, you can start reading dedication. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. To my father, Gol Mahan Day, 1849 to 1930, a pure devotee of Krishna who raised me as a Krishna conscious child from the beginning of my life. In my boyhood age, he instructed me on how to play the mridanga. He gave me Radha Krishna Vigraha to worship, and he gave me Jagannath Rath Yatra, duly observed the festivals as my childhood play. He was kind to me, and I imbibed from him the ideas later on solidified by my spiritual master, the Eternal Father, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Okay, so this is basically Prabhupada is dedicating to his father because he actually gave Krishna to Srila Prabhupada in his very childhood. Okay, let's go ahead. So this one is from Apple. It's not Apple Mobiles or iPhone. It's Apple Recording Company from George Harrison, who gave the all printing charges from his pocket. He was Prabhupada's disciple. George Harrison is none other than one of the Beatles, the great musicians. So it's from the Apple Corporation, Apple Company, from George Harrison. It's a brief preview of Krishna book from him. If someone would like to read, they can raise their hand. So The chance. Yeah, thank you, Rasraj Prabhu. You can read. Yeah.
Everybody is looking for Krishna. Some don't realize that they are, but they are. Krishna is God, the source of all that exists, the cause of all that is, was, or ever will be. As God is unlimited, He has many names: Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, Rama. All are Krishna, all are one. God is not abstract. He has both the impersonal and the personal aspects to his personality, which is supreme, eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. As a single drop of water has the same qualities as an ocean of water, so has our consciousness the qualities of God's consciousness. But through our identification and attachment with material energy, physical body, sense pleasures, material positions, ego, etc., our true transcendental consciousness has been polluted. And like a dirty mirror, it is unable to reflect a pure image. With many lives, our association with the temporary has grown. This impermanent body, a bag of bones and flesh, is mistaken for our true self, and we have accepted this temporary condition to be final. Through all ages, great saints have remained as living proof that this non temporary, permanent state of God consciousness can be revived in all living souls.
Yes, Mother,
Each,
thank you so much. Can you just brief out whatever you read?
yes. So here we are trying to explain. In from Apple is saying everybody is looking for Krishna. So actually, in this lifetime, we've to all be looking out for. Everybody's looking for one person, that is God. But which God? Krishna is the God. They're trying to emphasize that through this book. That God is unlimited. Although he has many names, he's unlimited. Like they're saying Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, or Rama, but all are Krishna. All are one. And that fact is being made very clear in the initial description of this book. And they're saying God is not something abstract, because when you come to Western countries, we realize that they have different thoughts about God. He's not impersonal. Also, he's both impersonal and personal aspects. Also, they're explaining, and God is not abstract. He is known. These are the main words that will be used in this book more frequently. That is supreme, eternal, blissful, full of knowledge. They're going to use these words to describe Krishna. So they're explaining those things. And they're also talking about our consciousness. So our consciousness is also coming from God's consciousness. And through our identification that we are in the material energy, we are made in as the amsha of Krishna's material energy, but that's not our true identity. So although and we have to also realize that our lives are temporary, and we should not start enjoying our life, but as such, people do enjoy this life thinking that this is a permanent life.
Yes, very good, Mataji. Thank you so much. So, yeah, next who would like to read? Rohin, would you like to? Rohin is there. Okay, Rohin, you can read.
Yeah. From Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita.
Yes. No, though through all ages.
Okay. Through all ages, great saints have remained as living proof that this non-temporary permanent state of God consciousness can be revived in all living souls. Each soul is potentially divine. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, steady in the self, being freed from all material contamination, the yogi achieves the highest perfectional stage of happiness in touch with the Supreme Consciousness. 6.28. Yoga, a scientific method for God, self-realization, is the process by which we purify our consciousness, stop further pollution, and arrive at the state of perfection, full knowledge, full bliss. If there's a God, I want to see him. It's pointless to believe in something without proof. And Krishna consciousness and meditation are methods where you can actually obtain God perception. You can actually see God and hear him, play with him. It might sound crazy, but he's actually there, actually with you. There are many yogic paths, Raja, Jnana, Hatha, Kriya, Karma, Bhakti, which are all acclaimed by the masters of each method. Swami Bhaktivedanta is, as his title says, a bhakti yogi following the path of devotion. By serving God through each thought, word, and deed, and by chanting of his holy names, the devotee quickly develops God consciousness. By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one inevitably arrives at Krishna consciousness. The proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Okay, you can explain up to here.
So
Sorry. Yeah.
this were mostly George Harrison is talking about how to realize that God is there through yogic practices. Like he quotes the 6th chapter, I think that's what is talking about when he says Viyaya. Viyaya means chapter 6, right?
Shraddhavan bhajate yoma samayukta. Only devotees can understand Krishna. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so 6th chapter, that's Dhyana Yoga. So that's all about like yogic meditation and stuff. So, and then at the end, he says that, but Swami Bhaktivedanta is a bhakti yogi, but of course, that's Srila Prabhupada's name. And one time, Prabhupada was his disciples, and they said, why did the Mayavadis not understand Krishna? And people were giving different, his disciples are giving different ideas. And then one disciple said, because they don't have Bhaktivedanta, because Bhaktivedanta means that, the end, the conclusion of all the Vedas is bhakti. So, and then Prabhupada said, yes, that is why. The double meaning actually, because we don't have Prabhupada and they don't have Bhaktivedanta philosophy either. And in his song, George Harrison writes, I want to see you. I really want to see you, Lord. It takes so long. And that's actually what the Goswamis are also saying. They were going around Vrindavan and they were thinking, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? So Prabhupada really liked that song. And that's it.
Yeah, we had to just come to give a review in two sentences. That's maximum 2-3 sentences what you read. So yes, otherwise we'll not be able to finish. You're right, Pradeep Prabhu. So I'll just quickly read this part. I request that you take advantage of this book, Krishna, and enter into its understanding. I also request that you make an appointment to meet your God now through the self-liberating process of yoga union and give peace a chance. So yes, let's try to see Krishna through Krishna book. George Harrison, Apple Corporation. So this is the address. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So let's read preface. You can repeat this verse after me. Nivrittatashe rupagiyamana. Please unmute your mic so that you can involve in this process. Otherwise, you will be feeling aloof. Bhavaushadi Shotramano Birama. Ka uttama shloka gunanuvada.
Ka uttama sloka gunanuvadat.
Puman virajyate vina pashubhnat.
Pumam virajyate vina pasuganat.
Okay, who is the next person to read? Please raise your hand. Vaishali Mataji, are you available? Okay. iPhone Nidhi. Yes, Vaishali Mataji, you can read.
In the Western countries, when someone sees the cover of a book like Krishna, he immediately asks, "Who is Krishna? Who is the girl with Krishna?" etc. The immediate answer is that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How is that? Because he conforms in the exact detail to descriptions of the Supreme Being, the Godhead. In other words, Krishna is the Godhead because he is all attractive. Outside the principles of all attraction, there is no meaning to the word Godhead. How is it one can be all attractive? First of all, if one is very wealthy, if he has great riches, he becomes attractive to the people in general. Similarly, if someone is very powerful, he becomes attractive, and if someone is very famous, he also becomes attractive. If someone is very beautiful or wise or unattached to all kinds of possessions, he also becomes attractive. So, from practical experience, we can observe that one is attractive due to wealth, power, fame, beauty, wisdom, and renunciation. One who is in possession of all six opulences of these opulences at the same time who possesses them to an unlimited degree is understood to be a supreme personality of Godhead. These opulences of Godhead are delineated by Parasar Muni, a great Vedic authority.
Yes. Can you explain just 2 sentences, Mataji, what you read?
So Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he is defined by the six opulences: wealth,
Yes.
power, fame, beauty, wisdom, and renunciation. So he's got all these qualities just because he's supreme personality of Godhead.
Yes. So this Godhead terminology is coined by Srila Prabhupada because he is the God of all the gods, all the other. Akele Ishwar Krishna, Baki Saba Bhartya. Only Krishna is God. All the other are servants of Krishna. Okay. Jasmine Mataji, are you there? Okay. Hitashi Mataji, are you there? Please raise your hand. Otherwise, it's very difficult for me to or keep your videos on so we understand you are available. Minu Mataji, are you there? iPhone Nidhi is, I think, Minu Mataji. Surprising, nobody is here.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please read.
Yeah.
We have yeah.
We have seen many rich persons, many powerful persons, many famous persons, many beautiful persons, many learned and scholarly persons, and persons in the renounced order of life, unattached to material possession. But we have never seen any one person who is unlimitedly and simultaneously wealthy, powerful, famous, beautiful, wise, and unattached like Krishna in the history of humanity. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead is a historical person who appeared on this earth 5,000 years ago. He stayed on this earth for 125 years and played exactly like a human being. But his activities were unparalleled. From the very moment of his appearance to the moment of his disappearance, every one of his activities is unparalleled in the history of the world, and therefore anyone who knows that we mean by Godhead will accept Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. No one is equal to the Godhead, and no one is greater than him. He is the import of the familiar saying, God is great. There are various classes of men in the world who speak of God in different ways, but according to the Vedic literature and according to the great Acharya, the authorized person versed in the knowledge of God in all ages, like Acharya Shankara Ramanuja Madhava, Vishnu, Swami, Lord Chaitanya, and all their followers, by disciplinic succession, all and unanimously agree that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As far as we know, the followers of Vedic civilization are concerned, we accept the Vedic history of the whole universe, which consists of different planetary systems called Sarvagalok, and or the higher planetary system, Mrityulok or the intermediary planetary system, and the Patal Lok or the lower planetary system. The modern historians of this earth cannot supply historical evidence of events that occurred before 5,000 years ago. And the anthropologists say that 40,000 years ago, Homo sapiens had not appeared on this planet because evolution had not reached that point. But the Vedic histories, such as the Puranas and the Mahabharata, relates human histories which extend millions and billions of years into the past. For example,
Yes, Mataji, you can
okay, sorry.
just, yeah. One line for the first and second, second paragraph, one line. Just
Yeah, what I've understood, like all the opulences don't exist in any one single person. We are not capable enough to hold them in ourselves. It's only the Krishna who is all eternal, potent to hold on to them and exhibit what he has in his when he was present on earth. And science, the modern age science, cannot match with the Vedic and the Puranas and the Mahabharata, the history that we have, which is already documented. So that is the difference.
yes, Mataji. Okay, let's go ahead. Who will read? Okay. Okay, I'll read. Okay, please raise your hand and strongly tell you. Otherwise, I'm not able to recognize whom to tell, and because all the videos are turned off. For example, from these literatures, we are given the histories of Krishna's appearances and disappearances millions and millions of years ago. In the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna that both he and Arjuna had many births before, and that he, Krishna, could remember all of them, but Arjuna could not. This illustrates the difference between the knowledge of Krishna and that of Arjuna. Arjuna might have been a very great warrior, a well-cultured member of Kuru dynasty, but after all, he was an ordinary human being, whereas Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the possessor of the unlimited knowledge. Because he possesses the unlimited knowledge, Krishna has a memory of that is boundless. Krishna's knowledge is so perfect that he remembers all the incidences of his appearances some millions and billions of years in past, but Arjuna's memory and knowledge are limited by time and space, for he is an ordinary human being. In the fourth chapter of chapter, Krishna states that he can remember instructing the lesson of Bhagavad Gita some millions of years ago to the sun god Vivaswan. Nowadays, it is a fashion of atheistic class of men to try to become God by following some mystic processes. Generally, the atheists claim to be God by dint of their imagination or their meditational prowess. Krishna is not that kind of God. He does not become God by manufacturing some mystic process of meditation, nor does he become God by undergoing severe austerities of the mystic yogic exercises. Properly speaking, he never becomes God because he is Godhead in all circumstances. So then we will read the examples of this. So here Krishna is saying that I was there when you were not there, and I will be always there. It is the sum and substance. It is a summary of Srimad Bhagavatam actually. Then there was no one there. Krishna was there. Krishna is there and Krishna will be always existing. So there's a difference between Krishna and Arjuna, Krishna and any living entity, and Krishna is knower of everything. Okay. So yes, Mataji, you can read.
Ajay, I'll read this time. Within the prison of his maternal uncle Kamsa, where his father and mother were confined, Krishna appeared outside his mother's body as the four-handed Vishnu Narayan. Then he turned himself into a baby and told his father to carry him to the house of Nanda Maharaj and his wife Yashoda. When Krishna was just a small baby, the gigantic demoness Putana attempted to kill him. But when he sucked her breast, he pulled out her life. That is the difference between the real Godhead and the God manufactured in the mystic factory. Krishna had no chance to practice the mystic yoga process, yet he manifested himself as Supreme Person of Godhead at every step. From infancy to childhood, childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to young manhood. His book Krishna, all of his activities as a human being are described. Although Krishna plays like a human being, he always maintains identity as the Supreme Person of Godhead. Since Krishna is all attractive, one should know that all his desires should be focused on Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the individual person is a proprietor or master of his own body, but that Krishna, who is a super soul present in everyone's heart, is a supreme proprietor and supreme master of each and every individual body. As such, if we concentrate our loving
Mhm.
We can't hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, now we can.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know where. Second paragraph again. His desire should be focused on Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said the individual person is a proprietor, master of his own body, but that Krishna, who is super soul, present in everyone's heart, is a supreme proprietor and supreme. As such, if we concentrate our loving propensities upon Krishna only, then immediately universal love, unity, and tranquility will automatically realized. When one waters the root of a tree, he automatically waters the branches, twigs, leaves, and flowers. When one supplies food to the stomach, through the mouth, he satisfies all the various parts of the body. I'll stop here. So the first
Yeah.
paragraph which I read is birth of Krishna from the womb of Mother Devaki in the 400 form of Vishnu. Upon request of Mother Devaki, he turned to a young little baby, carried to the house of Nanda Maharaj in Yashoda, where Prabhupada explaining that even from childhood, any state, whether Krishna is a human, performs a human being, as a child, as a man, or a young, he still remains the Supreme Person of Godhead. His quality does not change. Second paragraph, Krishna Prabhupada talks about the all attractive Krishna. He is present in everyone's heart as Paramatma. We are the proprietor of our own body, but Krishna is a proprietor of all living entities, not just human beings. And if one understands this, which explained in 5.29, Bhoktaram Ekasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Krishna Prabhupada says that one understands that Krishna is the Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, then he gets loving propensities and if he gets peace of mind. And finally, if one waters the root, the whole tree is nourished. Similarly, if one worships Krishna, then everything around, including demigods, and everything is properly worshipped.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
You see?
Yeah. Yes, Pradeep Prabhu, last part you can read.
Yeah, but I don't agree to do a recap though.
Very good. Because then how people will be alive, no? Like some people will be sleeping really. So that's
Yeah, well,
just otherwise they will not understand. It's just
well,
reading them. Yeah.
I'm not good at that.
Yeah, that's fine.
The art of focusing one's
You are good at
attention on the
everything, Prabhu.
supreme
Please.
person. The art of focusing one's attention on the Supreme and giving one's love to Him is called Krishna consciousness. We have inaugurated the Krishna consciousness movement so that everyone can satisfy his propensity for loving others. Simply by directing his love towards Krishna, the whole world is very eager to satisfy the dormant propensity of love for others. But the various invented methods like socialism, communism, altruism, humanitarianism, and nationalism, along with whatever else may be manufactured for the peace and propensity of the world, and the prosperity of the world, are all useless and frustrating because of our gross ignorance of the art of loving Krishna. Generally, people think that by advancing the cause of moral principles and religious rights, they will be happy. Others may think that happiness can be achieved by economic development, and yet others think that simply by sense gratification, they'll be happy. But the real facts is the people that can be happy only by loving Krishna. Krishna can perfectly reciprocate one's loving propensities in different relationships called mellows or rasas. Basically, there are 12 loving relationships. One can love Krishna as the supreme unknown, as the supreme master, the supreme friend, the supreme child, the supreme lover. These are the 5 basic love rasas. One can also love Krishna indirectly in 7 different relationships, which are apparently different from the 5 primary relationships. All in all, however, one is simply reposes his dormant loving propensity in Krishna. Then his life becomes successful. This is not a fiction, but it is a fact that can be realized by practical application. One can directly perceive the effects that love for Krishna has on his life.
So, would you like to explain, bro?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I just basically it is saying that Jivera Swarupa hai Krishna Nitya Das. So if we are not Krishna's servant, then we are Krishna servant of Maya. So we'll be serving everyone except of Krishna. And we can serve Krishna in 5 loving aspects like different rasas, 5 mellows. It has been explained here. Okay. Who is next? Sumedha Mataji, are you there? Rohin, you can read.
In the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the science of Krishna consciousness is called the king of all knowledge, the king of all confidential things, and the supreme science of transcendental realization. Yet we can directly experience the results of this science of Krishna consciousness because it's very easy to practice and is very pleasurable. Whatever percentage of Krishna consciousness we can perform will become an eternal asset to our life, for it is imperishable in all circumstances. It has now been actually proved that today's confused and frustrated younger generation in Western countries can directly perceive the results of channeling the loving propensity towards Krishna alone. It is said that although one executes severe austerities, penances, and sacrifices in his life, if he fails to awaken his dormant love for Krishna, then all his penances are to be considered useless. On the other hand, if one has awakened his dormant love for Krishna, then what is the use in executing austerities and penances unnecessarily? The Krishna consciousness movement is the unique gift of Lord Chaitanya to the fallen souls of this age. It is a very simple method, which has actually been carried out during the last 4 years in the Western countries. And there is no doubt that this movement can satisfy dormant loving propensities of humanity. This book, Krishna, is another presentation to help the Krishna consciousness movement in the Western world. This transcendental literature is published with profuse illustrations. People love to read various kinds of fiction to spend their time and energy. Now, this tendency can be directed to Krishna. The result will be the imperishable satisfaction of the soul, both individually and collectively.
Yes. Please brief out very briefly.
So this book is a little bit like a fiction novel. It's like true, and there's a lot of philosophy in this book as well. But because it's like pastimes, it's similar to that. So if we have like a tendency to read fiction a lot, we can dovetail that tendency into Krishna consciousness, and we can use that tendency in Krishna consciousness and awaken our dormant love for Krishna. And that's if we just chant Hare Krishna and we read the Prabhupada's books, then that will happen. We don't have to do any penances and austerities and too much stuff.
Very good. So this is the most confidential knowledge. Okay. So a devotee will follow Krishna, he'll worship, he'll pay obeisances to Krishna. We can't say it to anyone else, like normal people. But the devotee who is a devotee, who has understood Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead, he will be always remembering and worshipping Krishna. Viral Prabhu, you are there. Okay, I will read. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that even a little effort expended on the path of Krishna consciousness can save one from the greatest danger. Hundreds and thousands of examples can be cited of people who have escaped the greatest dangers of life due to the slight advancement in Krishna consciousness. We therefore request everyone to take advantage of this great transcendental literature. One will find that by reading one page after another, an immense treasure of knowledge in art, science, literature, philosophy, and religion will be revealed. And ultimately, by reading this one book, Krishna, love of God will fructify. My grateful acknowledgement is due to Sriman George Harrison, now chanting Hare Krishna, for his liberal contribution of $19,000 at that time to meet the entire cost of printing this volume. May Krishna bestow upon this nice boy further advancement in Krishna consciousness. At last, my ever willing blessings are bestowed upon Shriman Shyam Sundar Das Adhikari, Shriman Brahmananda Das Brahmachari, Shriman Hayagriva Das Adhikari, Shriman Satswarup Das Adhikari, Shrimati Devahuti Devidasi, Shrimati Jadurani Devidasi, Shriman Murlidhara Dasa Brahmachari, Shriman Bharadwaja Dasa Adhikari, Shriman Pradyumna Das Adhikari, etc., for their hard labor in different ways to make this publication a great success. Hare Krishna. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Advent of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, February 26, 1970, ISKCON headquarters in Los Angeles, California. So this is basically, it states how much efforts, this is always a team, and Prabhupada's disciple, not only Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada's disciples have a great contribution in giving us Krishna. So that's all. Join our hands, and tomorrow onwards we'll read introduction. So we'll start introduction tomorrow, and tomorrow Rasraj Prabhu will be leading. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you so much. Please
Hare
attend
Krishna.
classes every day without fail. Hare Krishna.